Hello, I'm Ken. Newcastle put up a brave performance against Manchester City on Saturday evening, and this is my complete series of videos that I put out called The Works. Enjoy. Welcome back, I'm Ken, and this is Inside The Toon. Newcastle take on Man City in Manchester on Saturday evening, 8 p.m. kickoff, unfortunately, and Eddie's held his press conference, so let's see what he had to say, shall we? Injury updates first from Eddie on Johan Visser. He's not going to make it for the Man City match, but he might be back next Tuesday for the Carabao game. We'll wait and see, shall we? Bruno, obviously out for 2 months in Brazil, doing some recovery stuff, and that'll be the same going forward now for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Tino's making progress, but I don't think we'll see him back before early March. Sven Botman, hopefully better news. Hopefully he can be in and around the squad on Saturday. And Miley, he's still got a bit to go, unfortunately. Eddie was asked about what he'd learnt from the 3 games with Man City so far. And he said, genuinely, I think we learned something more about ourselves and our game as we have advanced every time we play them. They have been the benchmark for several years for teams, he went on to add. They're led by an outstanding manager, and they continue to be the benchmark. We need to bridge that gap this weekend if we can. He was asked about the recovery following the 5,000-mile round trip for the team and the staff. And he said, we got back probably about 4 a.m., maybe slightly later. So sleep was an issue. Hopefully another night's sleep will be good. And a lot of positives came out of the last few away wins. 3 tough games in their own right. But the performances have been really good, and the individual performances have been a lot stronger. Collectively, we've been much better. 3 wins, folks. Fantastic. Asked about Anthony Gordon and his 4 goals. He said every player has a preference for positions. He's probably preferred to play down the middle and lead the line because you have so much more freedom. He has really good qualities in that position. I was delighted with his performance. I'm sure he'll want more goals in other competitions. But the Champions League has certainly got the best out of him, and long may it continue. Let's see some goals in the Premier League. That's my thought. So a short and sweet press conference from Eddie today, really. So thank you for watching my video in the update I've just given. Further videos will be coming out in this match series. The MatchDay program video, my predictions, team and score, team news when Eddie announces it, halftime whistle report in my notes and thoughts, full-time whistle report on whether we've won or lost, and then the final word where we hear from Eddie and the players, see some pictures, hopefully celebrations, and another away win. Away the lads. This is your matchday programme as Newcastle travel to Manchester City this evening. I'm Ken and this is Inside the Toon. So on current form, let's take a look at it. Obviously 3 away wins we've really picked up since the Brentford loss at home, where we lost 3-2. Since then, we've been to Spurs, won 2-1, been to Villa in the FA Cup, won 3-1, and then we went to Baku and beat Carabao 6-1 in the Champions League playoff first leg. Get in. In the words of the proclaimers, 5,000 miles. Bruno's still injured. Miley's still out, not back till probably early March. Botman might be around the squad this evening. Shah and Tino remain on the injury list. Shah for most of the season, to be honest. Visser, he's getting closer, but not quite there yet. Maybe for the second leg next week against Karabakh, and we'll wait and see. And obviously Gordon's on fire. And Big Nick stepped up in this number 10 role. So long may that continue. Manchester City form overall mixed. A lot of inconsistency, a few injuries, a few different attempts at formations. And goal scoring wise, in the recent match, 3-0 against Fulham. So they have the potential when they click. And obviously Haaland is their most prolific scorer. But whether he plays tonight or whether he's still got a slight injury doubt, we'll have to wait and see. Defensively, a few draws in the occasional lapse. So let's hope for lapses tonight. The matches against Manchester City continue to pile up as we now have them in the FA Cup as well at home on March the 7th. Another 8 p.m. kickoff, just like tonight's. So familiar foes return, and here we go again. Looking at the table, Newcastle's in 10th. A win would take us up to potentially to 8th. And within 3 or 4 points of 5th. So not out of it yet. However, we do need to win probably about 8 to 10 matches to get into a European spot via the league qualification process. So in summary, Manchester City have largely dominated the head-to-heads recently, although we did get the win at home. We've struggled on the road, as we know, but the 3 wins recently have changed the dynamics of that statement. And I'm looking forward to this one. And in closing, I'm still celebrating from the 6-1 away in the Champions League in Baku. And looking forward to the next set of fixtures now with hope as usual, but more expectation now. Get in. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, then obviously hit the like button. Go and hit the subscribe button if you wish to see more, as there is a lot more coming up on this channel. I'm Ken, and this is Inside The Toon. So it's prediction time. Don't put your house or your shirt or your well-earned money on this. I invariably get the predictions wrong. Obviously the team, it's so hard to pick, and then obviously the scores as well. I get it right occasionally, but not very often, just like everyone else. So here we go. So the team I think might be put out: Pope, Trippier, Chow, Burnin, Hall. Midfield of Ramsey, Tonali, Joe Linton, although Willock could fit in one of those spots as well. Big Nick sitting in this new 10 role, which he seems to be enjoying, and Eddie's very happy with the development of this. And then in front of Big Nick, you've got a front 2 of Barnes and Gordon, most likely with Gordon more in the middle and Barnes out on the left. So exciting prospect this evening, either a 4-3-1-2, 4-3-3, or whatever else Eddie comes up with. So some key indicators to help me with my score prediction this evening. Manchester City generally dominate at home. Their attack is likely driven by creative midfielders. City's title ambitions are pushing for a full 3 points, whereas Newcastle, resilience, but often concede under pressure against top-end teams. Newcastle set up for press and hit on the counter-attack, looking for set pieces or traditional goals. And we scored a few of those recently, in both cases. So Tonali and Joe Linton for me are the linchpin of how well we'll do as far as creating opportunities this evening. I've gone for a 1-1 draw actually. Obviously, I want to win, no doubt about that. But realistically, a 1-1 draw is a fantastic result for Newcastle and sets us up for the cup match coming up in early March. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, then please hit the like button. I'll be so pleased. And if you want to see more, then hit that subscribe button. If you're watching it on TikTok, hit that follow button. And thank you very much. I'm Ken, and this is Inside the Toon. To face Man City this evening at 8 p.m. in Manchester. So let's take a look at who he's named. Interesting selection. Let's just go through the names first, and then we'll have a look at the formation. Pope in goal, Trippier, Hall, Tonali, Gordon, Chow, Elanga, Big Nick, Willock, Byrne, and Ramsey. So the defence really hasn't changed from Carabao. So you have Trippier and Hall as fullbacks, and then you have Byrne and Chow in the middle. So up front, I think we've probably got Elanga and Gordon as the two, with Big Nick behind, which leaves in midfield Ramsey, Willock, and can't make my mind up. No, Tonali, of course, Tonali. There you go. So Tonali in the middle, Ramsey on the right, and Willock on the left. So a couple of changes there from Carabao. So on the bench we got Ruddy, Ramsdale, 2 goalies, Joe Linton, Barnes, Ursula, Jacob Murphy, Alex Murphy, Sahar, and Neve. So interesting team to look at. A lot of running again. If Gordon's playing in the position he did against Carabao, then he's got the freedom to move around a bit, and Big Nick seems to be enjoying his new role. So let's see what happens. Away the lads. Potentially, Newcastle travel to Man City in the Premier League tonight, with the team news now confirmed. The lineup is locked in, the battle lines are drawn, and Toon fans are ready for another massive away day test. So we've shared plenty of big moments with Man City in recent seasons. Had some tight battles, some late drama, and a couple of statement results on both sides. Unfortunately, we went out in the League Cup over 2 legs. Tonight's clash adds another chapter to a growing modern-day rivalry. I'm not so sure about that, but it's what it told me to say. So the pressure's on City. They want to win the league. We want to come away with at least a point if we can and continue this good run. It's half time and Man City are 2-1 up. Newcastle are playing well and are positive. Defensively, could we have stopped their 2 goals? I'll talk about that in a minute. Here comes my report. I'm Ken and this is Inside the Toon. Before the match, Eddie was interviewed by TNT. He was asked a few questions. He was asked about the recent positive results, positive being the word of the evening apparently. We have played every game with a real good mindset. We need to be at our very best tonight. On the starting 11 and benching Harvey Barnes, it's just trying to keep everyone fresh, just trying to manage the squad. And whether Big Nick will play through the middle Excuse me. There is flexibility within the starting lineup. We can play a number of ways, and you have to be fluid against Man City. So the game started, and probably for the first 10 minutes or so, it was all Man City. Burn got booked for dragging Haaland down in the 10th minute. And Man City scored in the 13th. And Nico O'Reilly blasted it into the bottom corner. In the 15th minute, Gordon was caught offside after a promising position. And again in the 17th minute, Anthony nearly scored. He was so quick. He beat Gay, and it just didn't quite happen. By the 22nd minute, Newcastle gained a corner. Tonali took it, and Lewis Hall, from outside the box when the ball fell to him, nestled it into the bottom corner. A left-footed shot, get in. 1-1 Newcastle, Man City. Our joy wasn't to last, unfortunately. Man City scored in the 26th minute. Again, O'Reilly, who headed it into the net, following some good work by Haaland. 31st minute, Joe Willock's header from the centre of the box just missed. 32nd minute, Gordon attempted to score, but it was saved by the Man City keeper. And we were getting back in the game at this point. 34th minute, Haaland caught Malik Chow with an elbow to the face. The question was it intentional? VAR said no. 39th minute, Elanga sets off down the right and he shapes a lovely ball around the City defence for Anthony Gordon. He knocks it off to Joe Willock, who fires straight at the goalie. 40th minute, really getting angry by now. Gordon is pulled back. Man City player is booked. Definitely a professional foul from Diaz. Great ball from Big Nick as well. 42nd minute, and we have the ball in the net. Header from Dan Burn. Linesman sticks his flag up, doesn't wait for VAR or anybody else to draw lines. And VAR agreed with him that Dan Burns was offside. Dan Burns was offside, but the big debating point is that Diaz pushed him there as the free kick was being taken. Something needs to be done about this because it's just not on. The refereeing standards and VAR are so poor now. We get to half-time and it's 2-1 Man City. We're still in this game. Defensively, we're a bit wobbly, and we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Hello, I'm Ken, and this is Inside The Toon, and this is your full-time final whistle report. Man City 2, Newcastle 1. Newcastle battled really hard in the second half and dominated the latter stages of it and played really well and gave a great performance. But it wasn't to be, I'm afraid. So we came out in the second half really looking to get that equalising goal. Silva got booked in the 50th minute, probably should have been booked in the first half as well and sent off. But there you go. That's what the referee does these days in VAR. Joe Linton and Barnes came on in the 58th minute for Big Nick and Willock. Both looked tired, by the way. Barnes was booked virtually straight away for a shirt pull and a trip. 64th minute, Trippier was booked after catching the Man City player. That was deserved. Elanga broke free across, but it came to nothing basically in the 70th minute. And then really from about the 75th minute onwards, it was all Newcastle trying to get the goal and Man City defending. Newcastle battled really hard. Joe Linton was involved in most things. He did eventually get booked. He had 3 challenges, a couple which were fouls, and he got booked. 90th minute, Pope made a double save from Haaland. and then Foden, which was really good. So really, it was last chance saloon. 94th minute, the ball scrambled around in the box following a short free kick, which I thought Pope was going to hit long, but he just passed it to Trippier. Trippier then put it into the box from the halfway line, and the ball bobbled around, and eventually it came out, and the referee blew straight away, of course. No, let's see what happens when the second ball or third ball comes in. But there you go. Man City players were all relieved to hear the final whistle. Like I say, Silva should have been booked, should have been sent off. We look good today, by the way, this evening. Considering the travel in the away matches recently and the long list of injuries that we continue to have, we were not outplayed, and it sets us up for the next 4 home games that are coming up. Carabao on Tuesday and then Everton on Saturday. So Newcastle demonstrated outstanding powers of recovery to show such energy and work rate after the lengthy Champions League journey to Baku. They left Manchester nursing a sense of injustice that did not earn at least a point. It took a magnificent save from Man City goalie to stop Barnes in that dramatic finale, while Newcastle were also frustrated after they felt that Dan Burn had been pushed into an offside position by Diaz when his first half header was ruled out. Newcastle's display will have left Eddie Howe satisfied despite what is now a traditional loss at Man City, who are now unbeaten in 21 league home games against us, winning the past 17. Gordon's pace troubles Man City throughout, and Newcastle will feel they might have secured a point for their efforts. So it's been an exciting week or two. Spurs 2-1 away, win. Villa 3-1 away in the Cup, win. Carabao 6-1 away, win. And tonight easily we deserved a draw, at least. But there you go. So thanks for watching. If you like this, then hit the like button. Subscribe, absolutely free, or follow on TikTok. And my final word report will be out later when we hear what Eddie's got to say and some of the players, and we take a look at the stats in detail. I'm Ken, and this is Inside The Toon. This is the final word. I'm Ken, and this is Inside The Toon. Man City 2, Newcastle 1. Let's hear what Eddie had to say, Lewis Hall, some match stats, what the YouTubers had to say, and what I had to say. Join me, shall you? Lewis Hall spoke after the match. He said it's been a difficult week for us in terms of travelling. We can be proud of the performance. We knew the game would be high intensity. And I feel that as a team, the last few games we've played really well. I'm a defender, that's my job, but I'm proud of myself for starting attacks. I want to get more goals and assists. Speaking to the BBC after the match, Eddie had this to say. He thought it was a good performance. He felt we didn't defend well for the 2 goals that we let in, and that was a disappointment. On the belief on his side, you never quite know how the game will pan out, but it's important that you start well. And the last few times we've come here, we have conceded early. So I'm proud of this performance. I thought we played really well, and it's up for the Home Cup tie in March. Eddie spoke to TNT after the match. He said, obviously, we're disappointed with the 2 goals we conceded. The end product when attacking. The last cross, the last finish was not quite there. We've returned to a good way of playing, our way of playing. We've done that over the last 4 games. And as long as we get that consistency, I'll be happy. Fine margins again tonight. Our expected goals was 0.62, which is quite low, to be honest. No real big chances. We had 13 shots. Their goalie made 6 saves, so that does go to show that the shots were of a good quality. And shots on target 7, shots off target 3, block shots 3, shots inside the box 8, and 5 outside the box. So their goalie was the difference for them. I thought he was exceptional in some of his saves compared to Pope, who for me is too much trouble at times, and I wish he was better, but he's not quite there for me. I'm sure most fans feel the same as me, to be honest, up and down the country. VAR, again, Dan Burn disallowed goal. So in the 42nd minute, Dan heads it into the net after a Tonali free kick. He's ruled offside. And VAR has a check, and the problem is he's pushed just before the kick is taken, and because of that, under the law, the game is not restarted. Therefore, it can't be called offside. But the referee could have stopped play, but then you got to spot it, haven't you? So really difficult. Always unlucky in this situation, and it's so annoying. They do need to look at this. Maybe they need more people in the VAR video box to watch all these things and get it right. Now, Bernardo Silva should have had a second card in my view. Early in the second half, he was already on a yellow. Made a hell of a challenge on Dan Burn, tried to take his ribs out again. And I have words for that, which I can't repeat on this video. Many felt it should have been a second yellow and thus a sending off, particularly in a match where discipline in tight margins matters so much. However, the referee didn't book him again, and VAR cannot intervene for a second yellow. Only straight red incidents are their remit. So Silva stayed on the pitch. And again, I can't repeat what I'm thinking now. I've already talked about their goalie having a superb game. And it's fine margins, isn't it? I mean, the first one is the goal from Hall, which takes the deflection. But then after that, Gordon and Barnes and the header from Chow, you know, they're all great saves at the end of the day. So after the game, the Toon YouTubers and Geordie Journos had their say. Pep's NUFC nightmare. It was one of their focuses, and Pep was really worried about us and so relieved after the match and had a lot of complimentary things to say. Alice focused on O'Reilly and Hall and said Hall should be the left back for England and O'Reilly should be playing in midfield, which is fair enough. Toon review and Paul and Alex focused on the controversies, which I've already gone through in this video, and I agree with them. Adam P, again, robbed again, he said, and he's getting really frustrated, and so am I, to be honest. And then, Magpie channel, again, robbed. So Chris at Evermore praised the effort that we put in, and was disappointed like the rest of us with the final result. I thought we deserved a point. We never stopped fighting. So that's it for this series of videos for Man City against Newcastle. Next up is Carabao on Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. kickoff, 6-1 up from the first leg. Let's hope for a decent match. I'm not sure how it'll work out when you're 6-1 up, and what your mentality might be. But again, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you enjoy this. It's absolutely free. Hit that like button. And if you're on TikTok, hit that follow button. Again, thank you very much. I love doing these videos. I'm Ken, and this is Inside the Toon.